Okay, if you like our video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Now, in this video, we will talk about the CIE. Okay, the question is adapted from the CIE. Okay, the IGCSE level, and the question is from the 2019 October series. Now, in this section, I would like to talk about a very hot topic that students often have, I would say, difficulties in understanding. It's about the correction of error. So in this video, I will make use of the past paper to illustrate how to deal with this type of question, and also what are the common mistakes and what do we need to be careful. So let's read the question. Okay, it talks about Sabrina's trial balance. Okay, did not balance. Okay, so let's highlight the key terms. When the trial balance did not balance, so there will be one thing. So that's called the suspense account. Okay, so I would like to highlight that. Okay, remember, once it's not balanced, then a suspense account will be open. Okay. So when the trial balance is not, okay, this is a very important, okay? So as you recall, you have learned about errors with suspense account and without suspense account, okay? So here, so that's an information I would like to highlight. So there is a debit entry of 7,000, okay? So this is a very important data that later on we have to make use of it. So next, so for part A, so it talks about there are sort of 5 errors and we have to do the correction of error. So so let's take a look at the example. So the example, it talks about, so the sales returns is posted on the credit side of the sales account. So let's highlight. So sales return, okay, is on the credit side. So that's wrong, okay? So if you recall, the sales return journal is a debit balance, okay? So what you need to do, you should put that back to the debit balance, right? This one. Next, so you can see that, okay, they put the sales returns wrongly in the sales account. So that means this effect, you have to cancel it. How to cancel this one? So you should try to debit, as you can see here. So they put it on the credit side. So you try to debit to cancel the effect, okay? To cancel, okay? So that's what they tend to cancel or to write off, okay? The error. Great. So what's next? Next, you have to put down the suspense account here. So this 1980, how to grab it is very easy. It's about the summation of these two values. So I would like to put this down for you. So this one would equal to 990 plus 990. So then the debit would equal to the credit side. So that's all for the example. So right now we'll move on to number 2. So it talks about, so the answer is here, okay? The answer is here. So let's take a look. So it talks about there is a bad debts written off, okay? So there's a bad debts written off, but they put it in different accounts, okay? So this one is an error. So let's put it down. This one is wrong. So which one is correct? Take a look. This one. So this one is the correct answer. So let's take a look how to do this. So for bad debt written off, first of all, we have to cancel this one. We have to cancel this one. So as you can see, what did they do? They have credit. They have credited. So how to do the correction? So we have to make use of the debit to cancel what's wrong. Okay, they have done. Next, how about the correct one? Okay, so for the correct one, if you recall how to do the pattern written off, okay, so you have to do the credit. Okay, so next we have to credit this one. Okay, we have to credit this one. As you can see in your answer, you have to credit it, okay, to make the correct journals. Okay, so this one you make the correct journal as is missing, right? So you make it as a correct journal. So let's move on to number 3. So for number 3, it talks about there's no entry, so we have to do the entry. Okay, so first of all, you can see this one, it talks about personal use. So for personal use, okay, of course, according to the business entity concept, we do it as debit drawings. So that's not difficult. As you can see in your answer, it's about debit drawings. One is goes to the taking out the inventories from the company account. The next I would like to highlight is about the goods. Do not. Okay, if you do it like this, if you try to do it like credit goods, then it must be wrong. It must be wrong. You do not do credit goods. What you should do? Let's recall what your teachers talked about. It's about purchases. Okay, so remember, so I would like to highlight this one. So remember, when it comes to drawings, it's not about goods. Okay, it's about purchases. Okay, not okay. When it comes to drawings, don't do about goods. If you do it about goods, or if you do it for the inventories, no marks will be awarded. You must do it as purchases. Okay, don't do it. Okay, it's wrong. So I would like you to be careful for this one. It must be purchases. So let's move on to number 4. So the number 4 is talk about one side wrong. Can you see that? Is only one thing is wrong. So that's the opening balances. So when it comes to opening balances, it must be about one side. Okay, so when we talk about one side error, so you have to bring the suspense account into your double entry. So you can, as you can see here, so you will put the open entry back to here. As you recall, so for the inventory is debit balance, right? Inventory is a kind of assets, so we will put it in the debit balance. Okay, so this one we will put it in debit balance, and then okay, so remember you put there no entry, okay, because there is no entry for balances. Okay, so for credit, okay, we'll put it 4100 here. So let's move on. Next, so let's go to number 5. For number 5, okay, it talks about the discount allowed in the book has been posted on the credit side as discount received. So there are a few things wrong here, so I would like to do it one by one. So first of all, you can see the discount received should not be involved in this transaction. So we have to cancel it. Number 1, let's cancel this one. So how to cancel that? They have put it in on the credit side. So what do we need to do? We need to do it on the debit side, okay, to cancel it. So that's the first thing we have to do. So next, it would be about, okay, something is missing, as you can see here. So the discount allowed, okay, so we have to do it, but they haven't done it. The discount allowed, they haven't done it. So we have to put it back into our analysis. So for discount allowed is account of expenses. So we need to do it for the debit side. We need to do it for the debit side, okay? For expenses. Now I would like to remind you that so this is 430, this is 340. Don't make it wrong. So and then you can add it up. So 770. Okay, so make it up, it will be 770. So so that's not the end for part A, because you can check the answer. You can check the answer, okay, by taking a look the suspenses. Okay, so or I would like to move on to part B. So they talk about, okay, whether the errors have been discovered. So what you need to do, you can draw up for part B. For part B, you can draw up I would say a T account. Okay, so let's draw the T account. Okay, so I would like to make use of the 2. Okay, so this is a T account. So you like this, and then you put it down. So of course the first one, so this is a suspend account. So as you can see, in the open of the question, there's a 7,000. There's a 7,000 balance here, so we can put it down. So the balance brought down will be 7,000. So next, so as you can see, so there are some credit here, here, and here. So all these we can put it on the credit side. So let's take a look. 1980, and then 4100, and then 700. So then you have to check whether the suspend account will be cancelled. Then you may add it up. As you can see, when you add it up, it's not equal to 7,000. So this is not equal to 7,000. The suspend account cannot be cancelled. It cannot be cancelled. So you can see from the answer, it talks about no, because the 7,000 accounts still have balances. Okay, so if you are clever enough, then you can work out the balances. Okay, so let's work it out. So you can use this 7,000 to minus this, and then after your calculation, then indeed you can talk about, so there is a balance is 220. Okay, there's still 220 balances, so that's wrong. Okay, so you may add it up here. So that will be give you a complete answer. Okay, so how to answer this one? Okay, as you can see, there's still balances. Not this side, sorry, not this side, not this side, but here. Okay, so let me put it down for you. So here, okay, so here there's still the balance called 220. Okay, so let's move on. So let's move on to part C. So for part C, the answer is here. So let's take a look. So we have to check the effect. Okay, we have to check the effect. Okay, whether they will affect the profit. Okay, whether they will affect the profit. So how to do this? So I would like to take a look here. So we have to make use of this answer to compare this one. So if you don't mind, I would like to cross out all the workings. Okay, so when we take a look, how would it affect the profit? First of all, let's take a look the debit side and the credit side. For the debit side, it's about decreasing profit. So that's one thing you have to bear in mind. On the other hand, for the credit side, it's about increasing profit. So we have to highlight those stuff. Okay, I would like to do the first one for you. For the first one, as you can see, so there are stuff on the debit side. So you can see here, so the profit will decrease, okay, by 1980. So I will put it down here, okay. So there will be a decrease in profit. That's 990 plus 990 equal to 1980. So that's the answer. So on the other hand, for error 2, as you can see, there's nothing about for the expenses, nothing. Okay. So for number 3, can you see there's a purchases 150? So you may say there is an increase in profit. Okay, so I will highlight this one for you too. Okay, so this one. Okay, move on. Before we move on to number 4, I would like to take a look at number 5 first. As you can see, so there are 2 debit. So of course, so there are. So this is not good for the business. These are expenses. Okay, or decrease in income. So you can see here. Okay, right. Okay, so that's not difficult. But I would like to take a look at number 4. Okay, number 4, this one is very important. So I would like to use a red pen to highlight this one. Okay. So this one is very important. Okay, so as you can see from the answer, so this one is about increase in profit 4100. Why would it be that? Okay, so let's recall what is about number 4. So for number 4 is about the opening inventory. So is understated by the 4100. So let's highlight this one. It's about the opening inventory was understated. Okay. Think about it. If the opening inventory was undercast, so it would make the gross profit undercast, right? Understated. Let me put it. So that's why when we try to adjust the error, so we would cancel the effect of understating the gross profit. So that's why there will be an increase in the income for the business. So I would say this number 4, this error is the most difficult one. Okay, so I would like you to bear in mind this point. Okay, so that's all for the CIE IGCSE 2019 October series. It's about the topic of correction of error. Okay, so remember to subscribe to the channel and give a thumbs up to this video. Thank you.